Alright guys, thanks for joining me again. Today, we got a little something special coming up. We're going to do a coffee brine. This video is all about what can we do to push the envelope with a coffee brine. But we're going to coffee brine baby back ribs. Everybody that's ever worked the pit or that's ever barbecued knows that barbecue and coffee go hand in hand. So I'm going to take a regular old basic coffee I picked up this weekend in Louisiana, a regular medium roast coffee. I'm gonna do a French press so I can get a very strong flavor, and we're gonna create a brine around it to use for these baby backs to see if this will indeed put some flavor in it. Coffee is good with beef, but it's also good with pork, red eye gravy. So y'all stay tuned. We got coffee. Get my coffee cup out the way. We're gonna do a French press, just a regular old French press coffee. I got some warm water here right now, but generally with a French press I take about 6 to 7 tablespoons of coffee. And again, I want this brine, I want the coffee flavor to be kind of intense, which is why I'm doing a French press. It's 5, 6, 7. That's enough for me, it don't really matter. And with any good French press, you take a little bit of water. Basically, you're letting the French press steep. This is not about a French press though, so we don't really care about the whole process of French press, but you would steep the grounds for about a minute. After a minute, you'd stir them up and you continue on to the fill line with your warm water, hot water, whatever you like. I use warm water. And so we're gonna let this sit here and steep for about 5 minutes, and then we'll create our brine. Stay tuned. All right. So this is our French press coffee. I let it sit in here for usually I'll let it sit in here for no more than like 5 minutes, and then I'll strain it just like this. This, because I want it to be as strong as possible, I actually let it stay in here in the French press for about 35 to 40 minutes. And I'm gonna dilute it a little bit with water, but I really want to get as strong enough coffee flavor as I could. So let's go ahead and build our brine. We're gonna take this, and I'll take it out. I have a, this is a 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. I'm gonna take my coffee, it's cooled down now, and I'm gonna pour it directly into my bag. And as you can see with a French press, all the coffee's at the bottom, and you can smell it. It's real intense. So this is what we're gonna do. You can never go wrong with onions. So this is 1 red onion cut in half. I'm also gonna go with, this is my grilling dust. I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons of this. This is gonna be the main seasoning that I'm gonna actually use to season the ribs with. Actually, I'm gonna go with 2.5 tablespoons of that. All right. Light brown sugar. I'm gonna go with a little less than this is 1/3 a cup. I'm going with a little less than 1/3 of a cup. All right, let's put that there. Limes. Squeeze it. Squeeze the juice in it. And again, this is a test recipe. I know coffee goes really good with beef. Coffee goes really good with pork chops. Like a red eye gravy with coffee, man, is phenomenal with pork chops. So we're gonna mix that all up. I'm gonna take soy sauce. This is really what I'm trying to use as my salt base as opposed to regular table salt. And you can't go wrong with this. I'm just gonna say that's about 3 tablespoons of that. When I cook, I don't measure. I'm just used to cooking that way. And shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. We're gonna let this sit for maybe about 30 minutes, and then we'll go on to the next step. I let it sit for 30 minutes so I could see if all the flavors were gonna mesh together and how they were gonna come out tasting. So let's give it a taste. It's actually not bad. The coffee is really strong. I could taste the soy sauce, but I really can't get much soy sauce flavor. The soy sauce is not giving me enough salt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some natural table salt, natural sea salt. And I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna say about 2 tablespoons. And also, I'm gonna add some natural mesquite smoke to this as well. And I'm gonna go with about a tablespoon. That's about a tablespoon. Let's go with 2. I'm gonna add this right here is probably about 3 cups of water. I'm gonna add 3 cups of water to it. And I'm also gonna add more brown sugar. I'm gonna add another third of a cup of sugar. And I forgot all about my olive oil. I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of olive oil. And the olive oil will kind of help it all come together. You need a little bit of oil in your brine. At least I seem to think you do. I forgot one thing. To go along with the lime juice, I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup of white vinegar. And I'll have the total recipe at the bottom. And that's it. And really what I'm looking for with this brine, this coffee brine, is I'm not looking for a strong coffee flavor. I'm just looking to see what kind of flavor it will give these ribs. If it's gonna give it a good coffee flavor, or is it gonna give it just the back notes of the coffee? I mean, what is it gonna do to these pork ribs? Is it gonna help? I know it's gonna keep them moist, because anytime you brine pork ribs, they're gonna be super moist. So I'm just really seeing how these flavors are gonna play together. And I'm gonna let this sit in the refrigerator for about an hour or 2 to really let the flavors develop. Anytime you create a brine, you gotta let the flavors develop. And so we'll come back after it's set about an hour, put the ribs in, and we'll keep moving. All right. I let the brine sit for about 2 hours actually, by itself. And what I noticed is that the sugar level is good, but I added a little more seasoning. And I went with my party dust seasoning. It's more like an all-purpose seasoning. And because I just think the coffee flavor needs something to kind of, it needs that sweet and salty to really set it off. So what I noticed is that the sweet and salty, if you come up with a good sweet and salty combination with the coffee, with that acid from the lime and from the vinegar, it turns out really, really good. So this is it right here. It's sat, the onions is looking good, everything is smelling real nice. I got 2 slabs of baby backs. I ain't do nothing to them. They just fresh out the pack, washed down real good. I ain't even take the skin off the back. I'm gonna leave the skin on. That's one of them down. Let me take them out of here, because I'm actually gonna lay them on here. We're just gonna try to press it down in there. Hopefully we can get them both in there. It don't matter if they don't fit tight. You can always shake the bag up. All right, we're gonna squeeze the other one in there. And kind of like a little circle formation. Matter of fact, we're doing both like that. All right, so they kind of like circling each other. And that's it. We're gonna close this bag up. Push out as much air as we possibly can. And that's it. 2 slabs of ribs in our coffee brine. And we're gonna let these sit for a minimum. I'm gonna let these sit for a minimum of 2 hours. I'm gonna try to go for like 4 hours because I really want them flavors to get in there and see what they're gonna do. So that's it, y'all. Stay tuned. All right, we got a chimney of charcoal getting lit right now. We're gonna put it in the drum smoker. But let me ask y'all something real quick. Well, not ask you, but tell you something real quick. If you haven't tried Western's hardwood lump, the Western hardwood lump brand, man, let me tell you what kind of sizes you getting in this bag, man. I mean, look at that, man. I mean, you getting big pieces, man. It's come a long way, man. These big bags hold a lot of wood, man. Just a 20-pound bag, I mean, but you're getting real nice pieces of wood. So if you haven't checked it out, give it a try. It's good stuff. Let's take them out. Let's see what we got. I tell you what, it smells real good. It smells real good. That's one. This is two. And again, I'm not taking the membrane off, remember. I'm not taking the membrane off. To me, it's a lot of fat. On baby backs, it's a lot of fat that sits underneath that membrane on baby backs. And I don't want to lose that. I want that to help keep these ribs nice and juicy. So let me clean up a little bit. Be right back. All right. Go ahead and dry these ribs up as best you can. You know, since you brined them and you added a lot of salt and sugar, if you want to, you know, you could also rinse these off in the sink to get as much of that brown sugar and salt off as you can. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going. I'm going full speed ahead with it. All right. We'll put this right here. Olive oil, first treatment. Side as well. All right. All right. I'm doing two different rubs. I'm gonna do my regular, original party dust on the big slab. And then on the second slab, I'm gonna do a new dust that I have coming out around Labor Day. But it's not about the seasonings. It's really about this coffee, and if coffee makes a good brine for ribs. Because I drink a lot of coffee, I have a lot of coffee. Hell, I need to figure out another way to use it other than sipping on it. So that's the party dust. This is the new rub right here. Right. And I'm doing the same thing to the other side. Stay tuned. Ready to cook. 300 degrees. That's why I like to cook my baby backs. All right, ribs on, y'all. Both of them browned in coffee. Party dust ones on the left, new seasoning rub on the right, but that don't even matter. It's all about this coffee brine. Yeah. All right, we're about an hour in. I want a little spicy heat on one of these, so on the one with party dust, I'm gonna dust that sucker with a little bit of cayenne pepper. Kick it up a little bit. They look good though. Yeah, boy. All right, we're about an hour and a half into them. Let's take a look. I'm losing my daylight, but that's okay. Looks good. I'm gonna flip them over. Let them go a little bit. And at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, I'm gonna wrap them. Stay tuned. All right, I've lost my daylight, but that's okay. The video must go on. So let me take these off of here. This right here is actually not parquet butter. It's actually apple cider vinegar. I'm not going to put anything on these ribs. I'm going to leave them as they are, but I am going to wrap them. So, this is the first one. That's the one that I seasoned in our grill party does. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one. Again, it's not about the seasoning, it's not about the sauce, but since I had to eat them, I want to make sure they're seasoned well. Give them a little bit of vinegar. And wrap that bad boy up. No particular wrap order. I'm not gonna put them. I'm gonna put them back in the grill, bone side down. Let me get my other. I almost dropped it. All right, we got them both wrapped. Party dust and the new rub. We're gonna let them sit in here for about an hour, and we'll check them again. Well, an hour and a half later, I think we're good to go. They smell really good. Really, really good, actually. I think I just bust my foil, but since I lost all my daylight, I'm just gonna pick up where I left off in the morning. I'm gonna let these ribs rest out, and then we'll talk about them in the morning. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is the next day. I wasn't able to finish the video last night because it got dark on me. I started late, no worries. These are the ribs, right here. These are the ribs. I actually ate half a slab last night. And let me tell you something. The flavor was good last night. I didn't quite get the coffee flavor, strong coffee flavor I thought I might get, but overall it was a good rib. But that was last night. These have had a chance to sit. All I did was just simply microwave these, and there's no sauce on them at all, as you can see. They're super juicy, but let's give them a try this morning and see if the flavor is even more intense. I did the 2 bone split on these. I'm gonna pull them right down the middle, and let's see what's what. This is the one right here with my new rub, the QQ dust. But again, it's not about the rub. You can use any rub. I'm really just trying to see if this coffee makes a difference. I'm not getting much coffee flavor. I'm getting a little nuttiness from that coffee. But let me tell you something. I've never brined ribs in coffee, but damn it, I'm gonna do it again because these are damn good. The flavor is really good. The combination of the Western lump and the apple wood, not overpowering it, but these are damn good. I would definitely do it again. Plain chooses to come in. So don't be discouraged, man. You got some extra coffee sitting on the stove, mix it together in a little brine. I would say with coffee, just make sure you have that sweet, salty combination with the brine and a little bit of acid, and you'll be just fine, man. So thank you guys for joining me today. As always, good food, good vibes. Peace.